Good afternoon and welcome to Rtdna News on this Sunday, November 7th. I'm Renee Gornick.
And I'm Anna Eggleston. Today we'll be talking about the results of the week's election, and we'll have the latest in national and international news.
And I'm Christian Heilman. Later in the newscast, we'll have the top entertainment and sports headlines.
But first, in local news, on Friday, Penn State's Board of Trustees approved Crawford Architects and Bolin Sywinski as the architects for the design of the new 200,000-square-foot multi-purpose ice arena to be constructed at the University Park campus. The new arena is the establishment of NCAA Division I men's and women's ice hockey teams and is the result of an $88 million gift from an alumni. The anticipated arena will be located near the corner of University Drive and Curtin Road. It is said to be an individual year-round asset for members of the university community, as well as for children, youth, and families throughout central Pennsylvania. So, what do you guys think about this?
I think it's great that we're going to have hockey teams.
Yeah, I mean, this is Division
really
I,
cool.
so this is the real deal.
Yeah. I guess Terry Pegula was the donator of the money. He sold his gas company of 27 years, East Sources, for $4.7 billion, so to Dutch Rochelle. So this is kind of like pocket change, it seems like, for this guy.
Yeah, when I first read it in the Collegian, I thought $88 million. Well, that's a big chunk of change. But when you mention that, I mean, it doesn't seem like all that much because you still got $4 billion laying around.
I think it's great that we can see Penn State alumni being so successful. I mean, I think it's great.
Oh, it's really reassuring. I mean, it's great whenever you've got so many alumni that have jobs that allow them to make that much money. I mean, it's, a little bit reassuring for us. We've still got a couple years left here.
Yeah, definitely.
So in 20 years, Christian, you're going to be donating another $88 million?
Maybe $800, and that would be in a good year. I wouldn't be. I don't think I'll be that distinguished. Well,
you never know, Christian. You never know.
Somebody wants to. If I have a company worth $4.7 billion someday, I think I'll donate some back to Penn State. But I wouldn't. Hope on that, Graham Spanier, if you're listening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, this Tuesday was Election Day across the country, and Christian, actually right here, spoke with students on campus to get their input on elections in Pennsylvania. Here's the story.
The economy, unemployment, and health care are just three of the many issues that brought state college citizens and students together to cast their votes in last Tuesday's election. Some Penn State students felt this midterm election was more important than previous ones and came out to vote with specific issues in mind.
Definitely the economy. That's a huge one. And I'm definitely in support of what the Democrats are doing in terms of, the government really does have to pick up the slack when it comes to dealing with crumbling economy, especially in this case.
This one's important because, there were a lot of things that were changed with the previous 2 years' administration. And a lot, this is kind of the time when we really have to decide if we want to elect officials that are going to solidify those, because this is really the first chance when they get to be solidified or kept in place or removed. And so I think for that reason it's really important.
But as the election results came in, it was obvious the tides were changing. In Pennsylvania, Republican Tom Corbett won his bid for governor by a 10% margin over opponent Dan Honorato. In the highly watched U.S. Senate race with Pat Toomey and Joe Sestak, Republican Toomey narrowly beat Sestak 51 to 49%. While Toomey won Pennsylvania's U.S. Senate race, Democrats still held on to their majority lead in the Senate. The same cannot be said for the U.S. House of Representatives. Republicans swept the election and captured more than the 39 seats needed to gain control of the House. In our local U.S. House race, incumbent Glenn Thompson garnered 69% of the vote to Democrat Michael Pipe's 28%, and Libertarian Party candidate Vernon Etzel's 3%. Looking at the Pennsylvania Senate race, Democrat Jake Corman was elected with 69% of the vote against John Ike. And in the State House of Representatives, Democrat Scott Conklin beat out Republican Joyce Haas with 56% of the vote. But despite the Democratic win in our district, the State House is going to be controlled by Republicans starting next year. This change of power could make passing legislation easier for Tom Corbett once he takes office in January 2011. UPUA President Christian Ragland sat down to explain that no matter who is in power, he still has the same goal when working with politicians.
College students have few concerns, and number one is tuition. Number one is, the cost affordability. And the reason why that is because a lot of these people who are in office now went to school when it wasn't as expensive as it is now, where full scholarships was not hard to come by. Now it's up to us as student leaders to go and hold our leaders accountable and make sure that we let them know of the plight of students.
While the results have come in, only time will tell how the change in power will affect the country and students right here at University Park.
All right, so yeah, we went out and I worked on that story. I talked with Christian Ragland for one of the interviews, and one thing that I remember he said was that he doesn't really feel like he doesn't want to identify with the party because that's difficult for him being a leader on campus. But he said my party is the students of the university, so he is really looking out for.
That's cute. I like that.
That is cute.
I know it was nice. He said it was cliche, but it worked for him.
Okay, so how about we go on to national news? The University of Florida has begun to live broadcast and archive their lectures. Online education is best known for serving non-traditional students who cannot travel to colleges, but online courses are now finding their way onto public institutions struck by declining state funds. This recent trend raises the question of a college's mission. Is it possible to learn as much when your professor is a mass of pixels who you've never met? Across the country, online education is exploding. 4.6 million students took a college-level online course during the fall of 2008, and up to 17% from a year earlier. Colleges and universities using online courses cite their dual mission to serve students while remaining affordable. The University of North Carolina no longer offers face-to-face classes to first-year Spanish students. At the University of Florida, resident students are earning 12% of their credit hours online this semester, and that figure is expected to grow 25% in the next 5 years. What do you guys think about online classes? It's a little weird.
Oh, I know we're taking them. We're all journalism majors here. We're taking an online course now, and you miss a little bit when you're not actually in the classroom.
Definitely.
I think I remember, more of the information whenever there's a teacher right in front of there that you can approach instead of just sending them constant emails.
But I think the good thing about online classes is that you can do it on your own time. So if you're feeling tired, you don't really want to go to that 4:15 class like I sometimes feel. It's nice that you can just, as long as you get your work done, but by a certain point, you're good.
Yeah. I know it is useful for especially non-traditional students, people that are coming to school. They have full-time jobs, that sort of thing. But we'll take a look at international news now. The Queen of England is set to have an official Facebook page launched on the internet-based social networking site. Buckingham Palace says it is not a personal profile page, but users can like the service and receive updates on via the news feed. The Queen has reportedly embraced the web and sends emails. A British monarchy Twitter feed will also be available. The Facebook page is due to go live on Monday morning. Among the information featured will be updates of royal events and ceremonies searchable on a UK map, although users of the social networking site will be unable to add the Queen as a friend or attempt to virtually poke her as they would do with anyone with a personal profile. They will be able to find out what royal events are happening nearby. The launch of the Facebook page follows the introduction of the monarchy's Flickr account earlier this year. The idea of such high-profile people using such sites such as Facebook reinforces the global impact of the Internet.
Facebook has definitely impacted the lives of many, and this story just really signifies and shows that.
It really does.
They've made a movie about it. What is next? I don't think who can top Facebook. I can't see anything happening in the future. I have no idea.
It's when you meet somebody, it's, do you have Facebook?
Yeah,
that's what you ask.
Facebook.
Do you really have to ask? Everybody has it.
You know what?
The Queen does now.
Once the Queen has a Facebook page, it has swept the nation and the world.
I have met maybe 2 people that don't have Facebook, and I'm always shocked.
Yeah,
I am.
My sister actually doesn't have a Facebook.
How does she get through college?
She goes on mine.
She doesn't.
Yeah.
I wonder if the Queen has any mirror pics.
I don't know, Anna.
Why don't you tell us next week?
I'll have to like her.
Find the Queen on Facebook. I'm really disappointed I can't get into a poke war with the Queen, as awkward as that may be. I think that
might be a little disrespectful.
That would be.
It would be a little, but it's supposed to be fun. You know, it shows the Queen's lighter side.
It does. It definitely does.
But maybe that's just me.
Now on to entertainment news. Nick Lachey and Vanessa Minnillo are engaged. Nick Lachey put an end to the rumors by tweeting, "Hey all, if anyone's heard the rumors of my engagement, they are absolutely true. Vanessa and I couldn't be happier. Thanks for all the love." I think that's great.
I think the most important part of this is that he announced that on Twitter.
Yeah.
Does anybody else?
I've got a big question though. Who is following Nick Lachey's Twitter? Does anyone still care about Nick Lachey?
Yeah, 98 Degrees is definitely in his past.
I mean, really, if you're going to summarize the fact that you got married in 140 characters or less, I mean, that just shows that you don't have a whole lot to say, you don't have a whole lot of thoughts, but, you know.
Was it just updated, Nick Lachey is married, LOL?
LOL. I'm sure that's how it went.
Maybe we can find his Facebook page, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe he might have
I'm pretty sure you can poke him.
Oh, well, hey, that sounds like fun. We'll find him for next week and we'll tell everybody how to get in touch with Nick Lachey.
Okay, so did either of you go to the Penn State game yesterday?
Absolutely.
Of course.
Pretty big event.
Yes.
Joe Pa's 400th win.
Very exciting.
Pretty big seats behind the end zone, like right up there.
Wow.
Had to arrive an hour and a half early, but it was worth it.
I saw that on your Facebook page, actually, Christian, that you dressed really classy for.
Oh, did you do the tie and the rolling your pants up?
I went all out. I wore my Joe Pa outfit. I had my Penn State jacket. I had my white shirt, blue tie, rolled up the khakis, and I was
Nice.
Joe Pa.
I like the people that just painted their bodies white and painted a tie on.
Oh,
their
I like
chest.
those.
That was nice.
So
I don't know how they did that in the weather, though. I was freezing.
It was cold, and I was wearing a jacket. You know,
I had many layers on.
I was happy to see I was not the only Joe Pa out there. There were plenty of other Joe Pas walking around. You know, and I must say it's nice being congratulated on my 400th win after leaving Beaver Stadium. A couple people confused me with Joe Pa.
I can see the confusion.
Yeah, I can definitely see the resemblance.
I don't know if that means Joe Pa's youthful or otherwise I look like an older person, but either way, it was exciting.
Okay, that's all the time we have for today's Rtdna News. I'm Anna Eggleston.
And I'm Christian Heilman. Check out past newscasts and other work on the web at pennstatertdna.blogspot.com.
And I'm Renee Gornick. Tune in next Sunday for an all-new Rtdna News. Have a great night.